welcome to season 2 of Mother Knows Best. Welcome, family. Tonight, I want to drive home the idea of how to live in an answered prayer. What does that mean? What is living in an answered prayer, right? So, we all have aspirations, dreams, visions, goals, things that we have sought out to accomplish. And when we get to that pinnacle of having manifested that said dream and vision, it is completely our responsibility to be in the present and live in that dream, in that prayer. Live in that prayer. Since it was answered, live in it. Every moment that we are breathing, we are literally living in an answered prayer. We have stepped into what we had wished and hoped for, and now we're operating, and it's like, come on now. We can't complain and said prayer. We got to make do with what we have available to us and rejoice, okay? Rejoice. Because once you step into that answered prayer, best believe there is another one on the other side waiting for you to accomplish, and that is the big storybook that is life. When I was originally setting out to record this podcast, I was in the process of moving into my new home, tripped over the garage door sill, scraped up the back of my heel, was in terrible pain, and in that moment, I was thinking about who can I just call and let them know how uncomfortable I am and kiss my boo-boo and make it better. And then I realized that everything that led up to me like having that tower moment was me prioritizing the needs of others instead of the needs of myself. Because usually I step pretty lightly, I'm pretty nimble. I hardly have ever tripped and fallen and just really hurt myself really bad. So I thought about it, It's not about beating yourself up, it's about asking yourself, how did I end up in this position, right? And then I realized that I put so much pressure and energy, and I think we all do, put a lot of pressure and energy into making sure that we're of service to others, especially if we have that in our spirit. You're empathic, you're a caring person, you put a lot of your energy into others and making sure that they have their needs met and that they're happy. And I'm not saying that not to do this, because that's a beautiful thing for you to want to do. But what I am saying is that carve out just as much time for yourself and your own development, because I'm not even going to say self-care anymore. I'm really going to say self-development, because it's more than just you caring about yourself. When I take the time to do the things I need to do for me to be all right, I'm helping aid myself in developing. I think people have gone so gung-ho with the self-care movement that we are really beginning to think that self-care is all about getting our hair and nails done and buying a new outfit, when it really is meditating, journaling, going to therapy, seeking out a deeper friend group, seeking out deeper, more meaningful relationships. That is self-care. And I think that message is so powerful that, the monkey wrench of life had to just be thrown in to kind of stress the point, you need to go head on and open up season 2, because I was pulling at straws with season 1, trying to pick around what I was going to talk about. And then I realized I have a multitude of stories and situations that I believe anyone can learn from. And really, it's just time for us to start to share all of our gifts and share what we know. A big part of this chapter for me has been going through the process of accomplishing things that I have never done before with very little guidance, successfully completing them, but wishing that I had more knowledge under my belt in the future. And that trial and error that we all go through that assist us in kind of knowing what we need to work on for the next go round. So the craziest thing is that the next go round only gets bigger and better because now you had an extra added wisdom to know the do's and don'ts and how to properly prepare yourself for that next level. And sometimes starting all over seems like a demeaning thing. It seems really strange to see yourself in familiar spaces that maybe remind you of your past. But in reality, if you're moving forward, everything is new. If you're moving forward, there is nothing of the old that you can bring with you into that, because you're moving forward. You can't go back to the past and change anything. You can just show up stronger in the here and now. I really want to work this season. Will be 10 episodes. And I really want to work with you all on some really verifiable coping skills to kind of help you circumvent these levels that you want to achieve in life. More than just talking out the side of my neck, I am a state certified peer support and integrated health specialist and community support specialist. I've been doing this type of line of human service work for 10 years or so. And there's so many things I've learned, tricks of the trade, and ways to kind of short circuit, hijack your perception, the way your brain looks at things, to reduce trauma, really, and anxiety, combat depression. I'm not a certified doctor, and none of this is medical advice. This is all for entertainment purposes, but trust and believe, I will not tell you anything I haven't lived. I think the most important thing to realize is that there's no complaining. When you're moving forward and you're doing something you've never done before with very little help or guidance, there is no complaining. You are doing the best you can. I was having such a sobering moment moving into the new home, thinking about what I was leaving behind, but then also thinking about what I have been gaining, which is so exciting. So exciting, because you never know the blessing that is moving forward to the next level until you take the steps. And it's some scary stuff. I'm not ever going to sit here and say it's super, super simple and easy to make big, super changes. Me moving to a new city in a new state, starting a new job, closing out a relationship, and opening myself up to receive a new one. All of these things happening simultaneously has to be the most petrifying thing I've ever experienced as a person that loves to control everything in my world. Me realizing that the best way to receive your blessings and gifts is to open yourself up and go out into the world and mark your territory. Live your life out loud. I don't think anyone should be hiding anymore. The things that you can do and who you are, everybody should know. Everybody should know. And the reason I say this is because you're not just anybody. Today I was thinking about some affirmations, and they may seem a bit silly, but for a woman that is self-made and looking to preserve herself and looking to stay really in a place of flexibility, living a softer mindset, yet still getting the job done, I believe that having daily affirmations gets you where you need to be. I think that as women, we need to understand, for my women listeners, although I know I may have some male listeners, and this also applies, that you're precious, that you're a treasure, that access to you is a reward, and it needs to be seen as such. I also believe that time and attention from you directed to others is something that should be earned and not just given. And the bare minimum has no place here. The bare minimum has no place here in this time. And the reason why I say that is because so many of us have risked, tooth and limb to live in this new level that we're in. So no one can just come into your life and do the bare minimum. They better be the most fantastic whatever it is to you. And that's because you deserve it, I used to, and I still give people a lot of grace, but the areas in which I'm unyielding is a person's sure-proof expression. You can give as much grace as you like while a person is learning, but we've all been here for a little bit, and we know how we want to be loved and cared for and attended to, and we deserve it. We deserve the best. And that's why I said the motto of the week is I deserve the best of everything in my life. Because you do. And just imagine if we all only sought out the best of what we have to experience in this life, how truly amazing our lives would be. If we sought out the best of foods to eat, the best of healthcare, the best of clothes, the best of perceptions, mindsets, ways of thinking, right? If we sought out the best mates to produce the best children ever and have the best, most fulfilling relationships, what kind of world would this be? A lot of us are still settling and hiding. It's impossible to live out your grandest, most luxurious, amazing dreams if you're hiding. And it's not because you're scared. It's because you don't know if people will accept you in all your grandeur. And I'm going to tell you something. The people that don't accept you don't need to be around you. And the people that do accept you in all of your greatness, those are your people. You don't need people around you just saying yes to anything. You need people that help you be better and better. That's the type of friendships and relationships you should be cultivating, not people that just keep their head stuck in a certain position so that they can be ready whenever your blessing drops, whenever your gifts and your rewards drop for your hard work. We don't need that. And I think it's so important sometimes for you to hear from someone that you didn't make the wrong decision by cutting some people out of your life. That maybe that was the best thing for you to do for you. Maybe you don't need to have an explanation to that person as to why. Maybe they know why. And all you need to do is cut things off that are no longer in alignment with your high path and purpose. I really do think it's time for all of us to stop hiding who we are and what it means to truly accomplish our greatest mission, our highest gift, to be in service to others, but to receive that power and that reciprocation back tenfold, to not settle for uncomfortability based on our situation or our level of need, to know that we have everything that we need around us at all times if we only participate in it, if we only seek it out, to know that you're never alone, even in the darkest of times, and that you're deeply loved on a cellular level. It is never a time for us to believe that we cannot shine our light. And there is never a time that we cannot move forward into the next day like it is brand new and forgive ourselves for ways that we may have trespassed against our own integrities. And then learn how to apologize to people we know we have harmed while we were still learning ourselves, and be honest. Especially when you know honesty is most warranted and the person is most certainly ready to receive it. I feel like this is a whole different other season. Different than any other before, because now we're finally getting an opportunity to be granted all that is ours. That is for us to experience. And the way for you to experience the most of life and the best, and for things to become better and better, is for you to simply stay in the present and find yourself in alignment with things. Go out and about in your world and make friendships in all walks of life. Introduce yourself to people and smile more and be present. Show up. when you show up, other people show up because they know when they show up, somebody else is there. Man, I hope that you received a message tonight. I hope that this resonated on some kind of level, that you see how truly powerful you are and that you don't need to have an explanation for that. That you are something special. And that what you have to contribute to the world is powerful and much needed. And now it's time to stop hiding. Thanks for listening. Run it back. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you choose to. Stay safe. Peace and blessings to you guys. And take care, family.